channel. The Illustrated magazine published yet another crazy Russian video in November of 2013. Get ready for it, a highway that darkness at sublight headlights the road, and then out of nowhere, an enormous bundle of sticks blasted into the middle of the road at a moment's notice. All I know is that this driver is a pro. He kept his wits about him and not to overcorrect, even though this clearly scared him as much as it did to me. Probably more so. Well, this could have been a falling branch or tree. The right side of the road seems to be clear of trees, and the branches appear to be chucked straight down onto the highway. This was certainly a terrifying event. Dashcam on the Road is a YouTube channel completely dedicated to Dashcam, and this clip comes courtesy of them. It was uploaded back in October of 2016 and appears to show, I think, comments was on the original video believed to be a genuine encounter with a ghost. The clip was captured shortly after 4:30 in the morning. At the time, a trucker was making his way down a long, dark stretch of road in Ukraine. The journey starts off as normal, but after a short while, something rather peculiar makes like a shirt you are about to wear and unfolds. The headlights of the truck shine upon what seems to be a woman just casually standing in the middle of the road. Obviously spooked, the trucker slams his boot down on the brakes. As the trucker hits the brakes, he narrowly avoids a collision with the strange woman. All the more curious is that the woman does not seem to be bothered at all. She makes no attempt to get out of the way. She just lingers. Her strange behavior and appearance is what has led many people to suspect she may be a ghost. And then things get weirder. Suddenly the dashcam footage glitches. That's never good, as it does. The woman seems to magically disappeared into the ground. Clearly in panic, the truck quickly starts up its engine, speeding off down the road. This amazing, yet scary saving lived trucking in May of 2017. Watch as a car driving alongside a semi-truck comes closer to loss of life than they likely ever imagined. As the two drive parallel down the highway, the semi is passing the vehicle when suddenly its cargo tips. The big raid goes up on his left wheels. Those in the car must have been surprised to see the semi nearly toppling onto them before the driver manages to return the big raid to its regular balance. Although surprisingly scary, the driver's handling is worth applauding. Take published this scary episode in February of 2012. As you can see, it's a foggy day with limited visibility ahead. That is until you spot two sets of headlights heading towards the driver, occupying both lanes. One of the truckers had attempted to pass the other and was now in the dash cam driver's lane, predicting a terrible incident waiting to happen. One of the opposite coal truck drivers slows down, veering off the roadway and onto the hard shoulder. The other doesn't seem to move out of the way, and this light is still the expert trucker who manages to thread the needle and make it through. The drive cam is even more entertaining. As you can see, the driver looked back in disbelief that he just come face to face with losing his life and saw the other side. Although he has himself to thank for a quick and clean maneuver. You could give the opposite trucker a pat on the back for his knee-jerk reaction. Dashcam footage of a ghostly figure appearing in the middle of a highway was widely shared on social media. The strange encounter went down in the middle of the night, recording along a long stretch of highway in Thailand's Serapantu province. Let's watch the clip and see what you guys think. As you can see, the car's driving along when suddenly, a man seems to suddenly appear out of thin air. The man appears too fast. The vehicle is unable to stop in time, and it races on ahead. Some viewers have even pointed out that it almost looks like the car drives right through the man. Incredibly strange stuff. Even skeptics who have analyzed the clip have pointed out rather curiously, it doesn't appear to have been edited in any way. So, what do you think? Is it a figure materializing literally out of thin air, or something else? YouTuber somewhere in Russia, the roadside nightmare in September of 2012. In the video description he writes, author of the video, stopped his truck on the road to change the wheel. 3 bandits in blue car tried to get $100 out of the trucker for crossing their territory. As you can see in the footage, the semi is idling, while the trucker is likely changing the wheel. As the YouTuber stated, you can see him walk up the roads and pick up something off the ground, walk back and get into his vehicle as the phone rings. When he answers it, you see the blue lot of pull up alongside him. A man in tracksuit approaches the driver's side door backs. You hear the trucker radio for help, and soon enough 2 other big rigs is called. Not sure what is said in the back and forth, but a little later the driver exits his race to confront the bandits, and alongside his fellow drivers, holding a metal pipe. He walks towards the group, which has grown from 1 to more than half a dozen. It seems some of these men are from the band, while the others are truckers who have managed to blog a lot, and it's bandits, and confrontation kicks off amongst the group. After the would-be bandits have been thoroughly pummeled, about a half a dozen men are seen rolling their car, which is parked on the side of the road, until it rolls onto its route. It's lucky that truckers bandits together, because its use are better together. So it defines our childhood lessons: power is in unity. TV showcases another creepy event in the dark, published in September of 2017. Joe Rogan. This happened around 9 p.m. at night. Although he didn't mention the location in the clip, Joe says that there was someone walking in the distance that looked incredibly sketchy. Then he squats. He says the guy is just standing there beneath his side at the side of the road. He flashes his brakes, and the figure finally comes into view. It appears to be a guy dressed in a black t-shirt and dark jeans. Driver says he seems to be wearing a mask. The basket is unclear, but something does seem to be wrong with his face. As the guy slowly drives past, the figure approaches, coming towards the passenger side door. As the driver shows in terror, some YouTubers think this person was having some wrong intentions. Others, of course, think it's a prank. I have told about this event before in a previous video, but since then we've been able to uncover more footage of this extremely scary situation. A trucker is cruising down a dark highway at night with another trucker ahead of him. Suddenly you hear the truck ahead blow its horn. The group set up a roadblock as trees placed across the road. The group shots flashlights into the driver's eyes, likely hoping to blind them enough to stop at the geeks, and they could go right ahead and take what they want. But no luck at this time, as both drivers and those ahead of them make it through. This happened in a port city in northern France, across the English Channel from Dover. This second video shows the same footage, even more terrifying, as the dashcam of the first truck in the lineup captures the lead up to the event, or of the mob appear on the road, throwing rocks and branches and attempting to stop the driver. As the driver continues forward and stops at the branch, he starts to back his big rig. And that's when the mob starts shouting and throwing stones, thinking they've got him. The sheer amounts of people attacking is enough to make one fear for his life. But this driver was of solid heart. He doesn't let fear get to him. Blares his horn into the night. Drives forward, and the men start jumping over the railings. He plows over the trees and is on his way again. Number 2. This video was published by Dashcam Owners World in April of 2018. It shows what it's like to cross paths with something not only unexpected, but altogether surreal. The driver is cruising across the back room. No other lights are its interview but his own headlights, when all of a sudden, a woman wearing white comes into view on the ground. At dark street draws a path to where she stands, as if something wet. Her right hand is making a jabbing motion. The driver screams in front and quickly backs out of there. As the dreams woman wanders aimlessly towards him, he keeps backing away faster and faster until the ghost woman is no longer in for you. Some commenters think this must be real. Others think it was a prank gone too far. Whether real or not, it was scary. Number 1. In the video you can see a truck just cruising along a highway. Nothing wrong about that. And out of nowhere a car pulls onto the highway from a field. As you can see, the cars which have been traveling down a designated road. It appears to be making its own makeshift road across the grass, and without any regard to the safety of the semi-driver cruising down the highway, it pulls in front of it, nearly becoming flat. I believe the truck driver was reactive enough to pull into the opposite lane, and even slightly off-road to avoid something bad from happening. But surely after you see the car speed off in front of the big rig without a care in the world. So, what are your views about this action of the driver? So, that was it for today's video. And still, if you are not convinced, then you can check these YouTube's recommendation. Bye guys.